Hello everyone, it's Dimitri, the health mentor, and today I want to talk about nutrition, but nutrition in the form of information that we receive from our world and our environment, and not the physical nutrition that we usually eat, because information, it's a nutrition for our mind and our psyche. So I will explain about this concept, what kind of nutrition we receive, how it influences our life, and what you can do about it in order to influence and change it, that you will be able to create your own reality, amazing reality. And this is what this balanced existence method is about. But today we just talk about one small aspect, which is actually big aspect, that will give you massive results and influence on your reality creation. Alright, so what do I mean by information? So when we are born and we enter this body and we begin our journey from point entrance, which we are a baby, we begin to consume information from our environment. And this information, regardless if it's good or bad information, it influences us. And we learn, and that's how we initially learn about what is this world in existence. And then we kind of get a picture of who we are and what this life is about and what is actually happening in this kind of game called life. And later on, when we are grown up, we're about age of 17, 18, we are able to reverse this kind of mechanism of receiving information and balance it with broadcasting, translating information. That's actually how we create our reality and how we choose what kind of scenarios in our life we want. But we are not clean and fresh, because all these 18 years of what's called programming and information we received, regardless our choice, because we don't really have a choice in the beginning when we are children, we are very dependent. So we receive information without actually selecting or choosing to receive this information. If we had like parents who were abusing us, or we grew up in environments which have been negative or hurtful, we didn't kind of, in our physical matter, we didn't choose to. And also in that time we can't really change a lot when we are children, because we think, okay, this is what this world is about. It's about suffering, it's about abuse, it's about fighting, it's about whatever it is. Of course, we can be more lucky and be in the other side, that we receive great environment, great schools, really positive, nice parents and family. That's the other side. And then we see our life completely differently when we get to the age of 18. But regardless of our circumstances, when we get to the age of 18, we have 100% choice of deprogramming and selecting the information and the reality we really want. So one of the most important aspects is actually selecting this information. So how do we know which information do we select later when we are grown up? And how do we know what information is actually not really good for us and doesn't serve us? So that's when the balanced existence operational file comes in. So the file is about, it's just a manual of reality that we're interested to attract and manifest in our life in every area. If it's relationship, if it's financial, if it's career, if it's personal, if it's health-wise, if it's location, whatever it is, we need to know what is this aspect is. So let's say we know exactly what we want, yes? But then we kind of receive some kind of information that is not aligned with us. Let's say we are going to the hallway of a hotel, and somebody, loud voice, listening to the news, and something negative happened in Africa, like some explosion or whatever. And that actually will make us feel bad. And maybe this information we don't really want to hear. What's happening is this information again been imposed on us. And okay, let's not discuss that this person may be more mindful of if other people want to hear the information or not, and he could use earphones. But let's say he didn't. We can't really control that. But so we don't really want to hear this negative information because it's not really relevant to our goals. We want to be kind of in a positive state, you know? Or, for example, when we are at school, we also listening to a lot of information. Let's say, how many subjects you learn in school that didn't really interest you? The same thing, you know? So this is like information imposed, while you didn't really choose it, you didn't really want to hear it. When we are children, we are kind of, a lot of the time, not really in power to choose and select the information. And what happens is, this information actually creates our worldview, and influence our decisions, choices, and the way we interact with life and with others. And of course, our results in life in general. So how can we kind of be aware or change it or influence that? So first of all, we need to be aware of it. To be aware of the programming. How is that happening? What kind of programs sits in our mind? How is that influences our life today? After we are aware of what is happening, and when we look to the be of, we kind of compare, wait a second, is that really aligned with what I want in my life or my goals? Or even it's really honest or right programming? For example, nutrition. Let's say you've been told from the beginning that milk is really good for you. But then you compare it with reality that, wait a second, my bones are not really strong and I have osteoporosis, but wait a second, milk's supposed to be really healthy and positive food that will nourish my bones. Why pasteurized store milk is not good for me? Why it's not doing the job? So you understand that something is not correct. So you kind of raise the awareness and questioning. So I need to dig a little bit more into that. So, and develop this muscle of awareness and questioning the programming, what is you've been told, if it's true or not, and why. And that's something you do in every area. Let's say you've been told that relationship you need to marry between age of 20 and 30, and after 30 there is no chance to get married, or you will be less socially acceptable if you won't be married. Like it's a really kind of effluent programming. So the way it influences on your life, it's make you feel inferior. Or let's say you have a little bit more weight than usual, and you've been programmed that you're supposed to be slim and have bright hair or whatever it is. So if you're not like that, again, it will make you feel quite bad because you feel something's not right for you. So this is the kind of programming I'm talking about. But on the other hand, wait a second. If that program wasn't exist, I probably feel good about myself. Like I love food and I'm enjoying food, and I'm fine at the moment to be like that. If there'll be a different reason that you feel uncomfortable being like that, not because of programming, but because you choose to, or physically it feels uncomfortable and you choose to change it, that's your choice. But it's not influenced by outside or by the program. So every time you're aware of the programming in every area of your life and compare it to your operation file, balance existing operation file, BOF, you think, okay, this is not serves me anymore, I want to change it. And then with balance existing method, you're going to change it and choose what you do want to follow. So after you know this program not serves you, you will be very selective with the information you are receiving from people and nourish your mind, because there is food for the body, but also there is a food for your brain. And if somebody, let's say, turns on the TV on a show about fashion that you're supposed to look in a specific way or whatever, and you're not really interested in fashion, but you still want to be liked, but through other but by really kind of showing who you are, being authentic, and not by trying to fit to this kind of square. If you slim, yeah, so if you slim it's okay, if you're not slim, so probably won't be accepted. Other programming that chickens are just food or schnitzel and not a nice animal that also enjoys nature. But you see, really nice animals. So then you are able to select and say, oh, I don't want to watch that, or I don't want to hear that. And you will hear specific information that relevant to your goals. Let's say if it's like other topics of business or traveling or whatever it is, you'll focus and pay attention for that and develop in that. So, and you will reject all the information which is not relevant. We're really concentrated and focused. That's information that makes you feel good. The same with other people. So let's say you have a friend that talks about some topic that you don't want to hear, or it's not relevant to your BOF. So again, you say, listen, I'm not interested in talking about these topics. Let's change the subject. Simple as. In all our life, become more clear. What does it mean clear? It means that you won't be affected by programming that is not serves you. You will have more energy to operate in this life, and you won't complicate your life because you won't follow like wrong goals that doesn't make you good or create the reality that you're interested in, because you know what reality kind of you are creating and you focus on that. Sounds simple. Of course, if you need support with that, how to do that, you'll be welcome to contact me. And the first thing you need to do is to go to my website, and I'll put the link below, and do my Balanced Existence Method assessment. It's very simple assessment when you don't write anything, you just rate specific areas of your life, and then you're able to have this free assessment, and then I'll be able to contact you to see how can I balance some of the areas that require a little bit more balancing. So that's free. Like, enter the link and begin with your assessment. See you.